Gaming. This is the first of the FIFA 16 career mode. We'll be doing it with AFC Bournemouth, which is who I got from a video from Tricky D on top 10 teams to use in FIFA career mode. So let's get right into it. And now we're into Bournemouth. I watched on the video, there was many teams what I could use as well. Ajax was a well-named team, but I wanted to mention it's the Premier League, and Bournemouth were the best team to use. Not too easy to do, and really it's set for a real challenge. We'll play 6 minutes. Down the latest. My next video will be up on Monday, which I think there's not going to be a video on Sunday, so the next one will be Monday. Right, so as you can see we're in the main bit now. We've received invites to the pre-season tournament, although yes, it does tend to get in the way a lot, and you know, when you're trying to deal with transfers it isn't the best thing because it's always in the way when you're midway through getting them done. But I do suggest do it anyway. It's a good chance to boost morales of players what aren't going to play during the season, and decrease the amount of transfer requests because you know they get more game time. For me, the best one is always the one with the most money. So that's this one. We get into the first day. It's just the domestic cup objective for each state around the 32. That's just more stuff. The main thing is the league objective, which is to avoid relegation, so that's a good target, and I think we should be able to fulfill that. The first thing I suggest you do is always make sure you know you got a second squad. So go on team sheets. You know, just as like it's not meant to be a good squad, it's meant to be the alright. Let's come up with England international for some reason. New team sheet. Just save it as F, for example. And then just make sure you can make as many changes, and just make sure that it's sort of like a second choice team anyway, but we'll do that after we've looked at the main lineup and we've made some changes to that, because right now what we need to do is look at that and make sure we know who's going to improve. I'm going to take, I think, got to play Distan. He's a very good player, not got the best pace, but is good at reading the game and other things. Turby, I think for me, has to play. So whether or not we take Matt Ritchie off, we definitely need a striker. Whether or not Callum Wilson will be good enough to remain in the team is another thing. Dan Gosling has got to play as well. He's also a good young English talent, or was. Although we have got a good striker under him, I don't think he's good enough. We'll just look at stats. He's not got the best position, vision and stuff like that. A personal striker who I do suggest you go for when starting a career against mainly Championship. There is someone else as well, and if Callum Wilson isn't my number one target, they're both very fast improvers as well. I did play them a lot, but they got from about 69 to about 70. They're in the Premier League. He plays for Spurs. I think he's a very good talent. Rashford's another good striker as well. When I did the Huddersfield career a while back, they were my two main strikers, and they helped me get up to the top division. Personally, I'd seek for him on loan, but try and get him on a good 2-year loan. that way you don't have to break into your budget on your first season, nor on your second season when because they're kind of both the seasons you're doing all the work and making all the signings, so you need as much money as you can. I say do try and get Rashford, just to be on the safe side, in case, we do get an intriguing offer for Callum Wilson. I mean, I know it's not the best playing off loanee strikers, it never will be, it isn't, so that it isn't always the best option playing for two loanee strikers, but I did it and they were both very good. Rashford's very good in this game as well, they're both very good and very fastly improving, so add training to that as well, we could get him quite high overalls, but the problem with that is when we do eventually go to buy them at the end of the on loan, they will cost a fair bit. So if you're willing to see that you've not got many changes to make, however, if you're willing to break the budget on them and maybe then not buy anyone else, I think personally this team could do it a bit better. Otherwise, maybe a new left back, a few younger talents, and plus more or less thicken the squad would be good use. I've got a lot of players there, but I do want to sell a fair few as well. Get them on loan anyway, and then if they don't work for you, you've not spent money on them, and you can quite easily cancel their on loan, which will be a lot cheaper than buying them and then selling them for half the price if they've not worked under you. A very good right mid, who I also signed in that Huddersfield group, which is kind of a good test for this one because you can sign very similar players. Was a man from Birmingham City. Gone too far. I can't find him. Oh, there. A right mid. He's a very good right mid. It does say, well, if you go on to him, if you look at him, I'm going on completely the wrong things. If you do look at his stats, it does kind of say that he's an injury prone when I can find it. No, I cannot find it, but he's definitely someone we'll inquire about. It does say he's an injury prone, but in my whole season of playing with him, he didn't want to get injured, and he was very good, both attacking and defending. Right, so back now. We've accepted on loan from both Spurs and United for their players. Rashford is definitely one of the better players. He improved very fast at the age of 17. He is class on this game, just as well as he is in real life. They've told us 1.8 million for that. Don't really think we can pay that. He's 27, and we've got a very good right back as it is. We'll go to the first game here. For me, this is kind of about when you make that change on, mixing that squad up that little bit more and adding these better, bigger name players to the team. For me, I'm going to play Rashford. I'm going to make that second squad. Now, I'll come back when it's finished and I'll show you the finished. So as you can see, I've finished the second choice team, Rashford, up front with my new signing. It's very unexperienced team. Matt Ritchie, obviously make it into the second team. Not a biggest fan of him, especially not when you've got a Turbo in the bench. I think he's going to have to be your second choice. But obviously, no, Turbo's on international duty, so if I am want to try this team out, then I'm going to have to wait. But at the moment, we're going to play with the second choice team and see how they get on. Could win that 2-0 win. Personally, for me, you do want to win this. Good 3-point mil added to your budget. Yeah, so far I've not spent it and not gone to spend it. That's because at the moment, you got to test out the waters and see really what does need to be improved on your team. And you got to really think through in your signings as well. A 1-1 draw there. So I'm going to play through the group stage and then we're going to look at transfers. We're going to keep with the same team again. 4 points from 2 games in this pre-season tournament. That should be enough to actually qualify us through to the latter stages. And it will be enough by the looks of it as well. yeah, that's a good 7 points, very solid to get through with that many points. So we got a few messages on the office while we were doing that. Prize money, an update, international management. You always get these, but the teams are never actually on it. You know, when you get them. I personally tend not to accept them to get in the way. You know, that international break is always a good clearing for you to just skip. I mean, it's a good time, a good rest progress for you personally. Squad report, all this quite good stuff. I'm now going to change it to that one. Maybe that's. We're going to go to transfers now. We're going to actually look at who's on here. I don't think it would hurt if we made a small signing. You know, a young striker, maybe like this guy. He would be very. You know, if we just inquire about him, I think he'd be a very. He looks young and but looks fit from his stats. They're quite high as well. If we get him, we could actually give him back on loan. I think that's something they should add to FIFA 17, you know, the ability to buy players and then give them back on loan to the same club as part of the deal for a year or maybe even 2. You know, that way you both get the best of both worlds because you both get to improve the squad. I think definitely a free kick taker is what we might need. This guy looks like a very decent player in himself. 15k wages. He's a squad rotation player over there, but we will inquire about him. Again, his athleticism, you know, that's not very high. As you can tell, my looks of it not being Ashton, but it doesn't look like it would be. I've pictured this guy. I think I tried to assign him before in a different career mode. Didn't quite realise how much we will acquire from anyway, because I think at the moment I'm willing to make a big high money signing. As you can see, we've received the replies from both clubs. 7 million for him and 2 million for him. I think we're going to go for this guy. So far, we're going to see how it goes. See how the offer goes down. See what his overall is when he joins the team. You know, he's always someone you can bring on off the bench. He looks like he's got that little bit of class, and he then would be going against other tired players, and he'd be more on a level field at the time. He's been told he's recently joined. So I'm going to make a quick change to this squad, just basically taking a Turbo off. I'm going to put him there. I mean, I know he's not a right mid, but we can't be playing Matt Ritchie. He's also played the 3 group stage games, so we're going to play with this team. Hopefully this team proves to be better, because I think we're quite worried if they lost. Yeah, I forgot Turbo is still on the bench. Hopefully this team does win, because if these can stir us to win the actual cup, they are the better team maybe, but if they do lose, then you'd be maybe thinking the second choice team's a better choice team. Good 1-0. If we win this, that's another set of budget, and that might more steer me towards busting out the money to get that other player, because, you know, as I said, if you get 1 or 2 class players in this team, we're set for a decent team. I'm going to meet his demands and just hope that I'm going to give him important job role, because that's what he is. He's still going to be important, although he's coming off the bench. As you know, he's 29, so although he has experience, I don't think he's going to be too much left in him, especially with the small amount of stamina what he's got. You know, he doesn't look like the world's fairest player, and he looks like he could tire and not have the best, you know, best work rate ever, which is kind of what you want, especially for a team where, you know, you've got to fit in. When we're coming up against teams like United, you got to fit in and get ahead. And we won the cup, as you know, just then. As you can see, he has accepted the offer, so we will sign him now. We'll then go check his actual overall. I mean, I know possibly the best option is to do research on him first, but I'm the kind of guy who wants to get all his signings done before, so he's a good 72 overall. It's quite useful. in a bit I am going to go on a quick changeover. I want to make sure every little bit of signing wants to be done, or the major signs I want to be done. I think, to be honest, I'll sort out the formation, so then I know what players I'm going after. Personally, for me, the best formation is a 4-4-2 diamond wide. It is a very good formation. You got a cam and a holding midfielder, and you've still got your left mids and right mids. Basically, the best position is centre mid. It's not too flat and it's not too attacking as well, so you can still get, it's a very it's one of the best formations in this game. Personally, if I was doing a draft, I wouldn't choose it because you've got to add like left wingers and right wingers. When doing a draft, you have more chance of getting Ronaldo or Messi. So, to make sure, I think the midfield is what has to change. To be honest, and they've not played well enough. Gosling can come off as well. For Ronnie. Right, so now we advance on towards the season start. We'll go check the emails now. So far, I'm not too sure on who we actually want to sign as we approach the start of the season. To be honest, I think this is a strong enough team to fulfill its goals, and I can't really see who we actually want to get rid of. I think maybe a midfielder and a centre back will be necessary. I think we're going to go to the MLS for a centre back. See who is in the MLS who looks maybe slightly interesting and who looks maybe slightly interesting and someone who would be a good signing to make. You're at 22, so I'll inquire about him. Usually when you inquire you can tell a lot about the player because the price will be, if it's a high price you know he's a good player, and if it's a medium price you know he'll fit your squad well. He also looks, again, mainly got to talk about their age. He looks like he could be good as well. Then we'll go look in the Prem now. If you're going in the Prem, it's preferably better to get older. So we're in the Prem now. I think it's personally for me preferably better to get older centre back. Wes Brown, he wouldn't go miss experience. Good centre back. Again, you got to go for the older ones. You tend to get them for cheaper, and you get the experience. We need a captain. And a captain in a role. I think that's what Kennedy Scott then. He's an amazing centre back in my eyes, underrated all the way. I did inquire to see if what I could get for him. They'll probably tell me about 8 million personally, but I'm not really going to pay that. Gabriel, I think you're not going to sign him. You're never going to get near signing him. From what I've experienced, you are expected to pay a lot of money for Robert Huth as well. Kone, he was another good signing. I pursued him on my Huddersfield career and managed to sign him. I've not got too far into the Premier League under Huddersfield. This is a guy who I really do like. I think he's an amazing player. I think when I did Newcastle career mode back on FIFA 15, I think it was FIFA, yeah, it was FIFA 15. He was one of my main centre backs playing, so yeah, we will try and get him in the team. Is it what we need to see from this division? Yeah, it should be another. We're going to now look at central midfielders. Charlie Adam is a good choice. I think he's another player to inquire. At the moment we've got too many inquiries going on, because you can't have too many obviously, you've got too many going on at the moment, so we're going to go back up and move on. Anyway, so far this video's actually going on for quite a long time now, so we're going to go into, we're going to end it shortly, after we've maybe done all this. I have made a bid for him, just to see how much you make usually. He looks like a decent appeal. Again, I'm kind of hoping to bluster the whole to the fence. I'm willing to pay that for him. Scott Dan, I'm not willing to really pay 9 mil for him. So now we're going to go on to inquire about midfielders. Joe Allen, I do like him, but you know, personally, he's a great player in my eyes, but I don't think Liverpool will let him go. This is another very good player for Championship only, is what I suggest. He cut it well. Again, I'll talk about again my Huddersfield career. He did very well in that. He was one of the many players I've got on loan from Everton because he got a very good youth team. He was one of the players I got on loan. You know, when it comes to Premier League midfielders, you know, this guy is very good, but you know, the choices are quite different ranges. You've got the big classy midfielders, you know, and then you've got the ones that aren't actually going to go, but there's not a lot that you could actually get your hands on at the moment. You got to wait for a season and then, you know, see how you do, and then I'm a big fan of Rodwell. I personally think he's good. He's talented. He's definitely. I mean, yeah, he's still 24 and he's done a lot in his career, and you got to respect him for that. He has done a lot during his time for, you know, all his clubs. I think we're going to see what other leagues we could personally sign a player from. We're going to go see La Liga now. League One. Monaco usually got, again, like I said, cause some of the older players not really going to let centre mid go when they've only got 2 in Bundesliga. I couldn't find anyone in the Bundesliga or any other divisions really. They've also received an offer for him. They're not willing to sell him. 2 mil for this guy. I think we've already going. Now 15 mil for this guy. If you have the money, get him. He is very good, as I've said before. Jack Rodwell, I'm going to meet the fees for him. I think he's a very good young talented player. I think I'm going to sweep West Brown anyway for that amount. To get such an experienced player is, in my eyes, a bargain. And we're going to make a move for this guy as well. So we've got, now, in my eyes, my dealing's done. You know, when you first really play as a team, which that's what you should be doing in the tournaments, start pre-season tournaments, that's what you shouldn't actually be doing then. But, you know, if you don't, that's your choice. But, you know, you gotta wait till the start of the season then. You know, we've not got a lot of wage budget, so it's where it comes bad. You know, a lot of clubs give you a huge wage budget. so I might not be able to make all the signs that I originally needed, and that's the problem. That's why we're actually gonna try and sell some of my players now. You're gonna look at the ones who are good, but you're not gonna play. He's good. As much as I like to keep Marici, he's not the best. But a Turvey, however, I think for me it's who do I keep it? They're both very good right mids and both contending highly. So I think I'm sorry, but Marici loses out. I know he's a hero to Bournemouth fans. You know he's very good, but he's at Newcastle now, so he's gonna go for me. I think he has to go as well. You know, I'm selling a lot of the young English players here. You know, hopefully that's a big amount of my squad, what I'm gonna sell there. He's gonna be my first signing, always. Love the guy, personally, I love him. I think he's a great player alongside Cardallo. I think he's very good. Don't need a keeper right now though. We've received replies from Leicester City about their player. I'm gonna give them. I'll make some demands on that one. Important. I think squad rotation player might be a fair offer for him. Whether or not he'll accept it, it's a different matter. He's young now, so could fit into the future squad. And Jack Rodwell would like to receive 30k, but I don't think I'll have enough transfer-wise to basically buy all these. But go for it at the end of the day. And whoever gets back to me first, we can join first. The rest are gonna have to wait till maybe I've sold some of the players. Right. And well, our next move is Villa, and that will be in the next career mode video. So thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.